Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Helix Sleep. Helix Sleep Labor Day sale is running now. You can get 25% off your purchase. It's a great time to upgrade. So check out the Helix Sleep website for more details. Helix Sleep mattresses are customized to fit your unique needs and sleeping preferences. They conveniently ship right to your doorstep. We have had our Helix Sleep mattress for over a year now and are getting terrific sleep. Our backs feel supported and we feel well rested in the morning. And if you compare it to our old mattress, it is a huge upgrade. We inherited our last mattress, and while it served us well, we really needed to upgrade. And we've been getting great sleep ever since. You can take the Helix Sleep quiz like I did and enter your body type and your sleeping preferences. For example, I prefer to sleep on my side. I like a firmer mattress and I share my bed with my husband. The quiz will take both of our preferences into account and come up with the perfect happy compromise, and we match with the Helix Sleep Dusk Luxe. At this point, my entire family has Helix Sleep mattresses and we are all getting great sleep. What I really like about our mattress, besides the squishy top and the support that our mattress gives us, is that it comes rolled up very conveniently in a cardboard box, which was great to maneuver up a narrow flight of stairs, and I was able to install the mattress myself. Helix Sleep mattresses are fiberglass free and they arrive right at your doorstep, and if you live in the US, shipping is free. They also have a 10-year warranty, financing options, and flexible payment plans. So if you'd like to upgrade your mattress, you can visit helixsleep.com/emmymade to receive 25% off your Helix Sleep mattress of your choice during their Helix Sleep Labor Day sale, plus 2 free pillows running now for a limited time only. Big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video and for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. So today we're going to be making a recipe that was suggested to me by lovely Talitha. Talitha, thanks so much for getting in touch with me and sharing this marvelous recipe that I had never heard before, and I cannot wait to taste. Today we're going to be making life-saving cookies, also known as Tiki Tiki Cookies, and they come from the Philippines. So this recipe was invented by Maria Orosa, who was a very accomplished woman and got her bachelor's and master's degree in pharmaceutical chemistry in the United States, but chose to go back to the Philippines to serve her country. And she is most famously known for inventing the much beloved banana ketchup. If you haven't seen my banana ketchup taste test along with my lumpia Shanghai recipe, I'll put a link to that video down below. Terrific. But today I'm going to be making a less known recipe for Tiki Tiki cookies, and they're called life-saving cookies because they contain darak. Now darak is the rice bran, or the hull that's on the outside a grain of rice. It contains lots of essential vitamins including B, A, D, and E, but it often is polished off, leaving a pearly white grain of rice, which is delicious, but it is not as nutritious. So Maria, in many of her recipes, would incorporate darak, or this rice bran, into her recipes, including these cookies, and would have it smuggled in for prisoners during World War II. Life-saving cookies, right? So today I'm going to be making them. The recipe looks very, very simple and delicious. It contains butter, sugar, and some lime rind to give it a little bit of flavor, and of course the darak, or rice bran. So the reason why Miss Orosa would incorporate darak or rice bran into some of her recipes, including these cookie recipes, is because there is a disease called beri, which is a thiamine or a B vitamin deficiency, which can cause death. It is a form of malnutrition. So simply adding this very inexpensive rice bran to a recipe could prevent that. So the recipe looks very straightforward. It looks like a basic cookie recipe, and I imagine they're going to taste pretty tasty, but we won't know till we actually make them. So let's go ahead and get started. The first ingredient we need is some rice bran, and I purchased this online. This is stabilized. I guess it goes rancid pretty quickly, so something about the stabilization process makes it so that it doesn't do so. Let me get my cast of characters here along with my ingredients. Will you look at these eggs? They are so gorgeous. We are so lucky to have these beautiful eggs. My hens are finally laying, and the eggs are getting a little bit bigger. Not that they're getting bigger, But our chickens are olive eggers, so they lay these beautiful green eggs. And they are not a true breed. They are a cross between a dark laying egg like a Maran with a blue colored laying chicken like an Araucana. So there is some differentiation because these are all olive eggers. That one too. That one looks more gray, and these are green, and that looks more blue. Aren't they beautiful? And then we also have buff Orpingtons that lay these beautiful brown eggs. Aren't they lovely? So happy, a little rainbow of eggs. Going to take some butter. It's been sitting at room temperature, and we're going to cream it. Every time I use this mixer, I'm like, wow. So we want to cream this until it's light and fluffy. I'm going to scrape this down so we can beat it up again. Okay, now I'm going to gradually add my sugar. Comb that down a bit and scrape the sides again. And you know when it's nicely creamed when the butter lightens in color and looks almost white. Okay, next add a large egg. I think I'm going to choose this beautiful bluish gray one. Thank you, chickens. Now I did read somewhere that it speculated that lard might have been used in the original recipe because during war times butter might have not been as readily available. But this is the recipe that I found and I'm following and using butter. All right, that looks beautiful and fluffy. And now we're going to add our rice bran. We're going to add some flour and an equal amount of rice bran. So this is the bran, or the part of brown rice that makes it brown. To turn brown rice into white rice, you simply polish off the bran. So we're gonna add that. It doesn't have too much of a smell. It smells just kind of like straw or hay. And in fact, it was used to feed pigs, apparently. We're also gonna add the zest of a lime. So the zest is just the green part of a lime. Has tons of flavor. It smells so good. Isn't that lovely? I've also heard that you can do this as a more effective means of zesting a lime or lemon, any citrus. You rub the grater over the citrus. Okay, look at that beautiful zest. Add that to our bowl. And incorporate this by hand, just a bit, so that the flour doesn't fly everywhere. Gosh, that made so much noise. All right, here we go. All right, I do recommend using a mixer after all because you really want to get incorporated. It was a little dry in the beginning. Alrighty, so we're gonna take our dough and I'm gonna mix it a little bit just to make sure that everything is fully incorporated. And now I've got a baking pan lined with some parchment. You can also just grease it with some butter. And we're gonna scoop some cookies out. It says 1 teaspoon. Rather than using an ice cream scooper to dish this out, I think I'm just gonna go for the very straightforward approach of using a spoon. It says about a teaspoon, 2 inches apart for each cookie. So you can lightly roll them into a ball. The dough is pretty easy to work with. I'm going to give them a slight roll and a little press. And we want to give them about 2 inches of space between each cookie, or dough ball I should say. Alrighty, There they are. Alrighty, we're gonna pop these into our preheated 350-degree oven, cook them 8 to 10 minutes or until the edges just start to get golden. Alrighty, my lovelies, I'll see you in a few minutes when these are all cooked. See you in a little bit. Alrighty, my lovelies, I just took out the cookies and placed them on a rack to cool, and it smells terrific in here, nice and buttery with a hint of lime. So while they're still just a little bit warm, let's go ahead and give them a taste. So here they are. They did not spread too much, just got a little bit golden on the edges, and I baked mine for 8 minutes. That's what they look like on the bottom, just barely golden. And let's break one in half. That's what they look like inside. Alrighty, let's give one a taste. Itadakimasu. A very simple cookie. With a relatively light amount of sugar. It is sweet, not overly so. In terms of cookie style, I would say it's kind of similar to a shortbread. But what is different is that there's a little bit of a texture to it. Lightly crisp on the outside, but the rice bran gives it a little bit of a coarseness, kind of like cornmeal. When you have cornbread, you have a little bit of that texture. That's what these are like, a kind of sandiness, not gritty, but kind of a texture that reminds you that these are made with rice bran. The lime in there is really nice. It's subtle, definitely present. It's not sour at all. It's more of just a scent of lime. Mostly what I taste is butter and a lovely nutty toastiness that comes with baked goods. But a very simple and sweet way to deliver nutrition and fiber. But imagine being a prisoner and receiving one of these and how that would boost your morale, that someone was thinking of you to bake you something that is sweet and at the same time nutritious. Cheers to Maria Orosa. Alright, my lovelies, thanks so much for watching, and big thanks to Helix Sleep for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to upgrade your mattress and take advantage of their Labor Day sale, click the link down below or head over to helixsleep.com/emmymade to see how you can receive 25% off during their Labor Day sale along with 2 free pillows. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. I think these would make delightful little sandwich cookies. If you put a little dollop of vanilla ice cream in there, so sweet.